This is episode 635. Today we're going to be chatting about unlocking your potential. Now this is a wonderful topic. It's a huge topic, and I could probably do podcasts on this topic every day for a year and still not cover everything. But what we're going to do is just kind of glance the surface of it and see if any of these talking points resonate with you. Do you put perhaps consciously or unconsciously limitations on yourself, and then because of that you're unable to accomplish your goals? You say you want something, and then again, consciously or unconsciously, you limit yourself with self-talk. Well, the economy isn't here. I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm not educated. I'm too educated. People won't listen to me, right? But we have a goal, but then we put these limits on ourselves. A limiting mindset, it comes from a lot of places, right? It can come from a difficult childhood, low self-esteem, past failures, all of the above, limiting beliefs, cultural influences, religious leaders, anything. So there's so much that goes into our mindset, and can either be supportive or not supportive. We can either have a growth mindset or a fixed mindset. But there's so much that goes into it, and despite the specific reason why an individual might have a certain mindset, it boils down to really fear. It could be fear of rejection or fear of failing, fear of success, fear of, so many things. But when we hold ourselves back with a story that is basically all rooted in fear. There's two energies. There's fear and love, in a sense. You could also, because you're afraid of not being good enough. And, the expectations that you have. Now, when we say good enough compared to who, so when I coach individuals, we want to sort of shake up this fixed mindset. And if you're afraid of not being good enough compared to who, and if you're not being good enough compared to your own standards, how did you come up with those standards? And did you make them so high so that you would never hit them, so that you put a limitation on yourself so you don't take action, so you won't fail? But by not taking action, you've automatically failed. So this is a very complex subject, like I said in the beginning, but we just want to take a look at potential, right? So unlock your potential and overcome your limitations with the tips I'm about to go over. Again, as with other podcasts, these are just some of the big, big, big tips. There are different ones. There are ways to work through it. There's a way to identify your potential, in a sense, for where you are right now and how to work it. If you're familiar with my complacent zone, that's a really good representation of how we self-impose our limitations on ourselves. But embrace your limitations. Gallup Strength Finders has a great assessment on your character strengths, and it comes down to 64 of them. And they indicate them from 1 down to 64, and the top 5 are your strengths. And what's really interesting, they take a great perspective on it, is don't spend time strengthening your limitations. Emphasize your strengths, unless the limitation is holding you back from what you want. But generally speaking, they're really not. But a lot of people will focus on their limitations to try to make them strong, and just instead of just embracing them, saying, hey, I'm not good at this. It's okay. There's other people who are. There's other ways for me to reach my potential without trying to build up these limitations. Because what usually happens is we spend hours, days, weeks in building up a limitation, and it only improves 1 degree. If we take that same amount of time and effort and put it into one of our strengths, the strengths will increase tenfold. So then we can leverage that strength to achieve the goal and potentially unlock our potential. So embracing your limitations, which, you kind of know what they are. If you look at doing something and you avoid it, and then you use that as a reason why you can't achieve your potential, just know that that's limitation. Forget about it and move on to something else, or hire somebody to take care of it, right? If it's business, if you don't write good, hire a writer. If you don't know how to marketing, hire a marketing. If you don't know how to work out, hire a trainer. But embrace your limitations and delegate it to someone or something else instead of trying to do it all yourself. Because when we get stuck on trying to improve our limitations, that time could be used for strengthening our strengths. You know, work a bit harder, put more effort, right? We have this potential and we kind of mess around with it. We dabble in it and we go, well, I'll give it a try. Well, anytime we use the word try, I'm not going to talk about Yodo, but when we have the word try, we often put less than our full effort into something. And because of that, we are cutting ourselves short of our potential. So whether you want to call it, say, work harder or work with more effort, put more effort into what you are doing. The effort will turn into a result, and the effort will get you closer to your potential. Again, if we try something or dabble with it, we're not going to put our full effort into it. And when we don't put our full effort into it, we won't know what we're made of. We won't discover how much potential we truly have if we just dabble in things. So whatever that might be, it could be real estate sales, it could be working out, it could be romance, whatever that is, put more effort into it, and this will help unlock the potential. Find a coach. Yes, find a coach or a mentor, whether it's me, someone else. But when you talk to a professional who is trained in pulling the best out of you, such as your potential, that individual, that coach, can see patterns, can hear language patterns, can observe your actions and the results or lack of actions. When we try to do it ourselves, we often believe our limitations, we believe our excuses, and we'll go to friends, and our friends will go, "Oh, don't worry about it. Just move on to something else, or just give it a go. Good enough. Just be average. It's fine." So our friends are our friends because they want to support us. A coach can be friendly. It may not be your friend, but the coach can be friendly and also hold you accountable to reaching a larger potential, to reaching higher for what you want. And it can be very uncomfortable. Coaching, especially, with me, I'll be upfront. I have a very direct approach. And when clients hire me, I'm not here to be nice. I'm here to push them and push them to their limit, and then they understand what their limit is, and then they know it's more than that. So we work very, very closely. Now, the first session isn't like that out of the gate, but as we build, that happens. And any coach will do that. But if you truly want to unlock your potential, you have to work with somebody. There is no self-made man. I was watching the new documentary on Arnold, and he really emphasized that at the end. He goes, "I am not a self-made man. People think he is. He was in Austria, did bodybuilding, came over, did other things, but he had so much help, and he admits it. And it doesn't make him weak. This is this is just a fact. So you can't do this alone. You can't find and unlock your potential by yourself. Then the next one is understand your mindset. Do you have a fixed mindset, or are you leaning towards a fixed mindset, or are you more of a growth mindset? How's your self-talk? Is it defeating? Is it encouraging? Take a look. All of this, your actions, your behaviors, your self-talk, how you eat, how you move, how you do anything is all a reflection of your mindset. And if you want to unlock your potential, you need to pay attention to how your mind is driving your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. And just determine, is this mindset that I have, it got me this far, and if I want to go farther, will this mindset continue to work? Most likely not, because anytime we have progressed, whether it's from grade school to high school to college to careers to single to married, our mindset has had to change. And if it hasn't changed, we end up being stuck in the same place that we created it. We may be older, but our circumstances have not changed. So really, really understand your mindset. And this is, again, where a coach can be extremely helpful in, again, hearing the language that you're using, challenge you on it, and help you shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. So keep in mind, do you have things in your life that are holding you back? Think about it. And it's all in your mind, all in your mind. So the only thing that's holding you back is your mind. So if so, it could be because you have set limitations, right? If you're stopping yourself from doing something, you've most likely set a limitation. You've created a story around it, and it sounds perfectly reasonable to you, but to a coach or somebody who has achieved what you want, it is complete nonsense. So isn't it time to open your mind, overcome those limitations, and you can start small with small ones and then build up that momentum. But really, isn't it time to stop believing the limiting stories you're telling yourself and get engaged and create a more powerful, fulfilling future? Unlock your potential starting today. Take some of these tips. Contact a coach. Do something that you've never done before. Step out of your comfort zone. Challenge yourself. Do something that will help you realize you are more than you think you are. If you want to see the show notes on this podcast, you can go over to warriormindcoach.com. While you're there, you can find other information such as blog posts, podcasts, and how to contact me. Since you'll be on the internet, please follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest under Warrior Mind Coach.